Do you have something inspiring to say? Have you always known that your voice can contribute to the world? Is now the time? Yes, now is the time. The world is waiting for you. Welcome to the Inspired Choices Network Open Mic Spotlight Show. Today, we have an inspiring guest who is ready to share their voice with the world. Now, on to the show.
Welcome, everyone. It is so good to have you here on the Open Mic Spotlight here on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. I am Rhonda Burns. I am one of the many hosts here on the network as well as an executive producer, and I have an amazing contestant, potential host guest today, and I will bring her on momentarily, but I would like to read a little bit about who we're talking to today, and so we are going to get a flavor of this very special guest. Beth Golden PhD has 10 years of experience as a speaker, facilitator, and master life coach. She's the author of 2 books, Golden Solutions for Change and the Soulful 7. I love that title. Beth resides in Larimer County, Colorado. Dr. Golden's genius is creating personal clarity for professional growth, particularly when navigating huge change. Of course, the student becomes the master, and Dr. Golden realized when her personal life was in chaos, so was everything else. There were many days when she woke up and wondered, how the heck did I get here? And now what do I do? Through Dr. Golden's healing journey, she created Women Change the World. This is a community of women who support and encourage one another as they move from barely surviving to thriving in all areas of life. You can visit Dr. Golden's website at BethGoldenPhD.com, and I believe that Dr. Golden is on the line. Are you here, Beth?
I am. How are you?
Welcome. I'm fantastic. Welcome to the show. So good to have you.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. Of course, I've been doing the mellow prep all morning, so I'm good.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, first and foremost, on being a semi-finalist in the contest that Inspired Choices Network has been running, and I am so excited to hear all of our amazing – it's funny that you're all – I think there's 9 women, and I'm just delighted to get to know you and to hear a little bit about your story and introduce our listeners and potential listeners to you. So how about we dive right in? Would that work for you?
That's perfect. Let's go.
Awesome. Beautiful. So first, let me ask you, what, if you were to win a spot on Inspired Choices Network, what is your proposed radio show going to be called?
My proposed radio show is going to be called Women Change the World. And I had that a couple of years ago, and I was really active, and I kind of set it aside. And this year I thought, you know what, I have a trademark on the name. I really need to, refocus. And then with all the things that are happening in the news and the women's march around the world and the Me Too movement, I have a new excitement for Women Change the World. My focus has shifted a couple of degrees, and I just feel really excited to be bringing good news and different women and their stories to your wonderful network here.
Oh, I love that. And as a woman, right, also in the empowerment game, in the personal development space, I'm my fist pumping up in the air here, yes. So I would like for you to share with us, thank you, share with us, why is this important to you? Women change the world. Why is that important to you?
Well, we have a history of changing the world, and we are currently living in a patriarchal society which is shifting, which is all about testosterone and being the best and being on top and war, etc. And it's time for women to have a voice. And we balance energy. There is something that I learned that if you go into a room where there's a lot of testosterone, and I was thinking about government meetings, a woman's estrogen will actually balance that testosterone and calm them down. So we have a lot to share, and my place of encouragement is we have given so much to so many people, and we haven't given to ourselves. And it's time to really love ourselves unconditionally, to live in gratitude, and allow the universe to move on our behalf.
Amen. So
yes.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes, it's time.
I love it. So, would you like to share a little bit about how you came into the work that you're doing now? Maybe a little bit about your story. I would love to know more about you and what brought you to this place. Would that work for you?
Absolutely. I had been an executive assistant for 25 years, and I loved the work that I did. It was fun and exciting, and I was in a position of leadership. And in 2003, my husband passed away unexpectedly due to a motorcycle accident. And it was one of those huge changes that turns your world upside down and kind of really leaves you stripped bare as to what your character is and who your friends are and how, to reach out and ask for help, because I was always very self-sufficient and didn't like to do that. And I was in a position of raising 2 teenage sons. And through my counseling, I met this wonderful woman, and I thought, you know what? If she can do this, I can too. And it was like 3 years to the day of his anniversary of passing, and it felt like somebody took me by the arms and set me on the ground, and all this rust came off. And I ended 3 significant relationships. One was a big business relationship, one was a love relationship, and one was a friendship that I realized were not serving me. And in 2 weeks, I went to school to get a degree in metaphysics, and then a couple of years later, I got a doctorate of divinity. And I laugh because I'm very organized, and I love research, and it was all in my head. And then the next several years, I gained tools because I had to walk it out and live it. And what does it mean to embody? And what does it mean to be at peace and centered? And what does it mean to focus on 5 priorities or passions in your life and be aligned and recalibrate? So I had the wonderful opportunity, because I don't tend to learn through other people's experiences. I kind of have to go through the mud to,
me too.
to learn it. You just drag me through the mud. One hand up, And then so that there's a place of peace, and then there were several years where I was caregiving a loved one who had a stroke, and a lot of the elders in my family passed away in a short period of time, like in 1 quarter. And financial things and breaking up with somebody, and it was just like, damn, I better get it together here. I felt like one of those little punching things, like the kids have, and it's all weighted at the bottom, and you punch it, and you beep, yep, here I am, keep showing up and smiling, but, I wasn't as effective as I am now. So I have acquired some tools and can help women so that if they're in that place, they can be effective. And if they're in their strength, we can move forward in a collaborative way to improve our communities and our country.
Wow. Powerful. So, I'm sorry to hear of your loss. I know that was many years ago. And how's life been since? Well, obviously it's been very busy. So it's almost 2018, and that was 2003 when you lost your husband. So this is I can't even believe I want to say this, but nope, I can't even say that. Never mind. I was going to say it. I'm like, nope. Say it. Like where you've been and where you are now. Like, it doesn't even, it's ridiculous that I'm like, there's something that, like, in the spread of that.
Let's just say it's amazing that almost 15 years later, I can still get choked up about it.
Yeah. Wow. And
it was also like one of the greatest gifts that I could have been given, which sounds interesting because it was like my shell got cracked open. It's like God slammed the vessel on the potter's wheel and broke what was. was able to reshape and remold me. And I wouldn't have walked down this path, of healing, of sharing, and determining who, the classic, who is your target market, and,
right?
What are your favorite things to do, and, I like to speak and teach. I do like one-on-one, and I'm good at it, but that's not my favorite.
Yeah.
I think when we come together as a group, you have the input of other people and love and support and ideas. So it's been me winding down that path of fine-tuning how I can best serve, too.
Oh, wow. Thank you. So I knew there was something in the energy of the question, but I couldn't quite. So thank you so much for your vulnerability. That was beautiful. Like that's the sweet spot that I love. Like, I don't know what the question wants to contribute or bring forward, but that right there, that was the energy of that I was trying to get the words out. Not very eloquent in my interviewing skills, but there you go. So thank you. I love, right? And
You're welcome.
I'm going to give honor to, to your beloved who's passed. It's like, had he not transitioned, you would not be who you are right here, right now. And I'm like, I'm smiling because that's so cool. I mean, it wasn't cool, but anyway, I'm in awe of the entire universe's process with us and redirecting us, right? And refocusing us. Oh, just, Christine says I'm fired in the chat room. I dare you to live without me.
It's a good thing that I'm like a life coach and I can help guide these things. I'll save you.
And she was so tenacious, like, say it. Amen. All right. So awesome. So everybody take a breath. Again, just if you're just tuning in, I am talking today with Beth Golden, Dr. Golden, and she is one of our contestant potential hosts here on the network. She's one of the semi-finalists that we're talking with, and we're just getting to know her today. And potentially her show might be Women Change the World here on the network. How cool would that be? So you did just mention, and that's one of my questions, is what is some of the favorite part of the work that you do? And you said you like doing a few things, but you prefer some others. So tell us a little bit more about what's the favorite part of the work that you do.
Well, I have a couple of favorites. One of mine is speaking, and I feel blessed because, I like to talk, but I actually get energy when I'm in front of a room, and I have these complete downloads, and so I really enjoy that. I love teaching, and I have found we live in the third dimension, so things have to come in threes to stand the test of time. So if you notice, it's hop, skip, and a jump, ready, set, go, morning, noon, and night. So everything comes in threes.
This, that,
and so
the other.
I like to, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think of something flips, but I'm on to the next thing. So with my program, I have 3 different things that I've learned that might seem disparate but come together to really support the whole. One of them is the Ultimate Life Tool, and it is a patented advanced human assessment. And it tells what motivates you and how to stay, fueled by that, what you can tolerate in people, places, and circumstances, how much energy you have. And it creates this very loving, beautiful description of self, and it also shows how you will conduct yourself when you're hungry, angry, lonely, and tired. I combine that with the passion test. So getting down to those 5 top priorities in life or passions so that we can really focus on those. We align the energy. We recalibrate, because when we align, people will spin out of our lives and people will spin in. And then I have a 40-day mantra that I share that really helps accelerate this process for people. So it's exciting and it's a wonderful new world, and I'm glad to be in a group of people who understand all these things too.
Yes. Oh my gosh, they sound amazing. Those tools sound very powerful. I love it. So we are on we're about to take our first break, and so I wonder what we're going to dive into when we come back. So, I'm going to keep you on the edge of your chair. I'm not going to clue you in. We're going to keep you on your toes.
Flying by the seat of my pants.
I love it. So everybody listening now or in the future. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Open Mic Spotlight. I am Rhonda Burns. I am talking today with Beth Golden, and we will be back after this commercial break. Stay tuned.
Do you have something inspiring to say? Would you like a taste of being one of our inspired hosts? Get on the air on the Inspired Choices Network Open Mic Spotlight Show. The Open Mic Spotlight Show is your time to shine and inspire our global audience. Shows air at 9 a.m. on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday each week. Claim your spot today. Simply contact our network owner at info@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. Forget the days of 5 minutes of fame. Now you can have 55 minutes of fame.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
You are listening to the Open Mic Spotlight Show here on Inspired Choices Network. To call in and ask questions, call 815-880-8255 in the U.S., 613-800-8736 in Canada, or Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. Now back to the show.
Back to the show. That's us. Hey, I'm Rhonda Burns.
Yay!
I'm talking today with Beth Golden on the Open Mic Spotlight here on Inspired Choices Network. I'm having a blast. I don't know about you, Beth.
Of course I am. Thank you for making it so comfortable.
Oh, very good. Well, I have many questions for you, but before I pour over those, what would you like for people to know? Like, I'm going to let you tell us what you would like for us to know, or lay something on us. How about that?
Lay something on you. Well, I'd like you all to know that you are miracles, and there is no one like you, and there will never be anyone like you. And so we need to honor that beautiful space for ourselves, and that we all have something to contribute. And I'm 50 years of age and older, so my kids are grown and gone, and I have more time to explore those things, which is really exciting. So in my practice, I do look at different phases of life and what to expect during those intervals so that we can lovingly support the people in our lives, whether that's our family, our lovers, people at work. So that's an amazing thing. And also a lot of the foundational work that I've done. My book is called Golden Solutions for Change, and it was based on Florence Scovel Shinn's The Game of Life, and that we have 7 different things that we can talk about on how to support ourselves and others in that regard.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, Golden Solutions for Change, and your other book, The Soulful 7. Where can people find those?
They can find them on Amazon.com and also through AuthorHouse.com, and they're print on demand. So, yeah.
Fantastic. So, do you want to just touch on the 7 that you just mentioned, or do you want to ask some different questions? I'm going to let you kind of tell me where you'd like to go with this.
Well, yes, I'd love to. I would love to talk about the 7.
I love it. Awesome. And
yes. So the 7 are, the first one is prosperity, and a lot of times we think about money and prosperity, and that certainly is a component, but prosperity is also keeping a vision of good for yourself or others. And I love this. I love to watch The Voice or, any of these talent shows, and these people wouldn't do it unless somebody held that vision with and for them. So I like to do that as a mentor, and there are always times in my life where I need, that support from behind as well. The second is thy word, and recognizing how powerful our words are in creating or manifesting our reality. And so, it's like, don't do this. Don't say don't. Use the positive. Pick that up. Or when you're saying your affirmations, it has to be in present positive for things to come to fruition. And I help people through tapping to align the conscious and subconscious so that we don't have that conflict when we are choosing to do something new and might be a little frightening for someone or myself. The next one is non-resistant, because no one can resist a non-resistant person. And we need to be able to relax and go with the flow. And I'm a type A, charge ahead. It's got to be this way with the blinders on. And life doesn't flow as well if you live that way. So, again, they're painful experiences. It's like opening up and saying, okay, I'm open to all receiving abundance in all forms. Karma, or the golden rule, making sure that we live life in a wonderful way in honoring people, plants, and animals around us. Forgiveness, and forgiveness is more for ourselves than anything else. Because if you don't forgive yourself, you are holding this poison in your soul. And it's only hurting you, it's not hurting anyone else. So asking for forgiveness, loving self, surrendering to God, Spirit, Universe, so that I always call it the chess game in the sky. They can see all the pieces and know how to put people together in the right way. And again, that goes with the non-resistance and allowing. And women love to be in control, generally speaking. And it's really hard for us to receive. So this is a piece where we can just sit, take that deep breath and say, yes, I receive. And I feel good about receiving. The number 7 is love. And of course, love has many meanings and encompasses quite a bit. And as I said earlier, we really need to love ourselves first so that we have this great energy field and we're bringing in like vibration souls. And I always add gratitude, because if you're not living in gratitude, you're not living in that present, positive, sparkling light place that it takes a lot of work. That's probably why I do this, I take a lot of self-monitoring. It's like, whoop, bring her back.
I love that list. So for those of you who were playing along or you didn't catch it, so prosperity, thy word, non-resistant. I love what you said, that no one can resist a non-resistant person. And I just chuckled because it's so true. Forgiveness, surrendering, allowing, love, and bonus, gratitude. That is a powerful list. And yes, absolutely. And you, like many others in this type of work and leaders in the world and those coaches and mentors out there, we're doing this and we're playing in these spaces every day, and we're inviting folks into more of that for themselves. So I love that. And that's in Golden Solutions for Change. Is that correct?
Yes. And then the Soulful 7 is a companion guide. So you can go through each of these and give explanations of how you would use them, and they build on one another. So they can be done individually or in groups. Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh, that's good stuff, y'all. Get your hands on that. I'm like, oh, man, that was brilliant. Okay, cool. All right, so now, because I've let you've definitely shared some amazing stuff, I want to ask you some more questions, please, because I want to know.
Well, please do. Please.
Okay, so if I were to talk to your sons, and I'm going to totally be off the cuff here, so if I were to talk to your sons, what would they say is best quality about you, their mom? What do you think they'd say?
Loving them right where they're at. I see them because of my training. I see their person. And my oldest son is an extrovert and a musician and fully tatted and, very successful in his world and is married. And my younger son is very quiet, introverted, They're both intellectual, but they express it differently. I would say my younger son's much more buttoned up than my older. And I was able to see those things and honor them and support them in their life because they've gone in different directions. I wasn't holding something that I thought they should be. And that I was loving, and that when they were growing up, I was called the liberal mom. Because I allowed things under my roof that other parents might not. So.
Me too. That's my reality, and it feels really good to me. So I get that. So good for you and good for them.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's a good. I wasn't thinking of the questions where they go, "Mom,"
Right. And I bet there's no question that you have their backs and that they could come to you, because what you just spoke to is a space of total allowance, of just meeting them where they are with no projection or expectation. So how much do they actually know that you have their backs totally? And that's a very powerful thing in the world.
Well, thank you for saying that, because I haven't had someone articulate it in that way. I think they know, especially since my husband passed away. There's a completely different bond that we have and a sense of mutual respect. So they were honoring me and protecting me as a mom and the breadwinner for them.
Yeah.
And my older son, like, he'll call and vent, and I'm just, like, he's talking to me. Yay! I don't care what he's saying. He's open and sharing his life. I will be present, And when my younger son gets on a conversation, that's even, I want to say more meaningful, but because he isn't as expressive and doesn't talk as much, it's like, oh, I really value those moments. So, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. And you're welcome. I love to frame for people what I perceive and feel. So, yeah. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Yeah. Well, I thank you so much for sharing that and bringing in the kids, because, of course, as I was growing and changing my world, of course, we are still living with one another. And these things were always innate in me. I was always connected. I was always more spiritual in nature. And my father's a doctor and my mom's a nurse, so I flipped over to the very cerebral research side. And you know what? In this day and age, we just need to be present, be love, kind of be that anchor for one another. And I just feel so blessed that I get to lead in that way.
Oh, it's beautiful. And it is. It's a light. It's that beacon. It's that lighthouse, that people find us, find you, and the work that you do. And so you just keep leading by example as the teacher and as the mentor and the coach. So thank you for the work that you do and the light that you shine. I'm so grateful to be getting to know you today. This is awesome.
Well, and you're so much fun. I can't wait to. I saw your picture in the little box when I.
I'm a crazy
that's a
one.
small circle.
She's a party and a half. So with that, we're going to take this party in half on a commercial break just to give everybody a breather. And then we've got more parties on the flip side of that. So thank you. So stay tuned, everybody. You're listening to Open Mic Spotlight. I am Rhonda Burns, talking with Dr. Beth Golden today, one of our contestants here in the Win a Host show on Inspired Choices Network. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Do you have something inspiring to say? Would you like a taste of being one of our inspired hosts? Get on the air on the Inspired Choices Network Open Mic Spotlight Show. The Open Mic Spotlight Show is your time to shine and inspire our global audience. Shows air at 9 a.m. on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday each week. Claim your spot today. Simply contact our network owner at info@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. Forget the days of 5 minutes of fame. Now you can have 55 minutes of fame.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message? The world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
You are listening to the Open Mic Spotlight Show here on Inspired Choices Network. To call in and ask questions, call 815-880-8255 in the U.S., 613-800-8736 in Canada, or Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. Now back to the show.
Welcome back, everybody. I am Rhonda Burns here with Beth Golden, one of our contestants, semi-finalists to become a host on the network. I am delighted to be talking with Beth today. And Beth, here's a question from one of my fellow executive producers here on the network. City, beach, or countryside? And why? You had a preference or a favorite?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. I've lived in all three. I grew up in San Diego, so I love the beach.
Nice.
What I don't like is all the traffic, but you can weave around that. City, there's lots of action, but I probably wouldn't put that on my list.
Yeah.
And living in Colorado, as I look out my window, I'm seeing the snow peaks of the Rocky Mountains. And because I'm a Capricorn and it's an earth sign and I just love being grounded, I find that, this is really my happy place. Folks back home are, when are you going to move back to San Diego? And it's like, I'm not. And I've lived here 8 years. And you're more than welcome to visit me anytime you'd like. So.
Yeah. Oh, good for you. And doesn't it just, when you land in that sweet spot and you thrive, you just know it. So good for you. Yeah, it feels resonant, like you being in Colorado. And I don't personally know you other than, this introduction, this virtual connection, but it just feels very resonant, like you being in Colorado. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, a lot of people like the beach. I'm looking at the chat. You get a lot of those negative ions and warmth and beautiful sunsets. But I'm blessed that I can go to those places when I choose to.
Right? So. Yeah. So for anybody listening, I'm just going to say, right, find your happy place and then go visit the other places when you want to.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Cool. All right. So this being the Inspired Choices Network, and that's all about bringing conscious voices to the world, I would like to ask you, what inspires you?
Oh, what inspires me? Love, which can sound trite, but our world is so full of disruption right now and discord that I think with Women Change the World, we need to come together as a collaborative group. And I was looking at some information from Dr. Daniel Amen, and talking about women's brains. They have a lot more activity in the frontal lobe, which enlists empathy, intuition, collaboration, self-control, appropriate worry, and that we're here to collaborate to create wonderful new things. So that's one of my passions. And then the other is there is a website called She, SHE-Economy, She-Economy, and it's all about women's statistics in this country. And one is senior women age 50 and older control a net worth of $19 trillion.
Wow.
And own more than 3/4 of the nation's financial wealth. Well, that could change the world if we all could get together. So I'm looking at that as a global perspective.
Wow.
Yeah. And then what we can do individually so that we can grow and open and receive and have this play back and forth and say, hey, well, yeah, I can be on a committee and these are my strengths. And yeah, I'm a leader, but I don't have to be a leader today. You take that. And I think women are really good at that. So I think all those things are very important in sharing what I would share, both on your network and in my world.
Yeah. No, that's powerful. That's a huge number. I didn't realize it was that substantial. And so because I, too, am in the personal development coaching world and speaking, et cetera, and I'm all about empowering people as well. And I love that you're about women change the world. And the question that's niggling at me now is, how do you address or speak to the concept of women, and I believe we are evolving through and out of this, but it's still very much in play, that many women, we tear each other down, right? Or we do the shame thing, or we can't be celebratory of our sisters, that type of behavior. What would you say about that?
Well, first I'd say that's a shame. Second, I say that the more that you hold that higher vibration and continue to bring people in that can hold that, there will be less and less and less of it. And I think it's a paradigm of the male competitive world. And so we've had to fight and compete and do and work really hard instead of being in this place of allowing, of knowing what our core desired feelings are, knowing what our core desired values are, being able to set really healthy boundaries, and knowing with whom you can collaborate and with whom you cannot, which is equally as important. So I just feel like with all the tools I have, I've been trained to see these things. And I am currently in a wonderful collaboration with a future host of yours, and just that we can be one another's cheerleaders. And I'm not so much, I get caught in it. I get caught in it when I go, oh, well, they're better than I am. And I'm going, no, they're just different than you are. So it's not like putting them down. It's like my own ego, where I'm my own, like, oh, God, I can't do that. And look what they're doing, and look how successful they are. What about me? I go to that space rather than tearing someone down. Yeah. That doesn't live in my world, but I like my happy bubble. And that's part of my happy bubble. And there's a whole world of madness out there that I forget is real to a lot of people. So. Right,
exactly, right? When you set this vibration for yourself and you live in the happy bubble and you beat the drum of the things that feel good to you, like we do, we kind of like, oh, what's going on in the rest of the world?
I know, it's like, oh, have you ever like tripped onto like, is it Maury Povich, and you slept with my brother, and that's not my baby, and they're screaming and yelling and fighting, and I'm thinking they have to be in their 30s, because they wouldn't have the energy to do that if they're older, and they wouldn't do it because it's madness. So,
it's crazy. I know. I'll see that. Like, if I'm in a doctor's office or something, I'll see that, and I'll be like, that stuff's still on. Like, it's just, I can't even watch it. It's so like mindless, and it's so just. It makes me feel like crap. So but yes, the fact that it's still out there, I'm like, oh, there is a great deal of the world that does still function from that. And I know that the work that you do and the work that many of others are doing, that as we hold those higher vibrations and we lead by example and we speak what we know and we invite people to the truth of themselves, that is what's changing in the collective consciousness. So, keep living in your happy bubble. I love it.
I love my happy bubble. But, it's just interesting, like I said earlier, just to see what is happening on a groundswell basis with the Me Too movement. And next year, as we go into 2018, in numerology, it's an 11 year, which is a master number, and it's about change and uplift. If you add them together to distill it, it's a 2, which is all about balance. So it's interesting, as we are coming towards the turn of the year, all these men who have been called out and who have been fired, and the light's been shown in all these dark places from a hashtag Me Too. I mean, come on. We are living in a time where we're changing the world, and the matriarchal society, part is going to rise up, and there'll be a mutual respect and honoring, and seeing that there's more strength in the whole. except when, rather than it's a man's world or it's a woman's world. We have to support.
Oh, it's good stuff. It's very interesting times in the world. So with that being said, what do you do to keep yourself centered, grounded, whatever you might call that? What are some rituals or practices that you have for yourself to stay in your happy bubble, to stay in your happy place? Do you have any?
Yes, that's a great question. One of them is I have 2 dogs, so it's important to walk. So one of the rituals is just going on a beautiful walk, and I live close to a bike path along the Thompson River. So every day it's different, and you see wildlife and the changes of seasons. So that's one thing that really grounds me. Another is every night and sometimes during the day, I share or speak this mantra. I have a mala, so it's over 100 times that I say this. And what it does is it just brings balance, acceleration, acceptance of the universe. And I clicked on something and I thought, well, I'm going to do that. I came from a very in-the-box Christian background, and I thought, you know what, if this is going to open me up, I'm going to do it. And it really accelerates life, so that's something I do on a regular basis also.
Fantastic. I love that. So, friends, let me recap for you. The first thing that Beth said was movement. She said it, and she's walking her dogs, but like movement is so vital, and our bodies, especially as a society, we just don't move enough. We're so in our technology and at our desks and on computers, etc. And so you got your dogs, that's brilliant, and then you're moving with your dogs, and then you're in nature. Like, that's the trifecta. I love it.
Exactly. And living in Colorado, we see deer and elk along these trails and bald eagles. So it's really exciting. It's like, wow, I saw that today. So
you are a potent, brilliant creator. So I love that.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I love hearing that, of course.
Oh, beautiful. Well, let's do this. We're up on our final break, and so we'll take it just a minute or two early, and then we'll come back and we'll finish wrapping up. And any questions that anybody in the chat room has for us, let us know before we turn Beth loose. But friends, it is such an honor and a privilege to have you here as I talk to Beth Golden, one of our contestants here, who is looking to potentially become a host on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. And we'll be right back after this commercial break, so don't go away.
Do you have something inspiring to say? Would you like a taste of being one of our inspired hosts? Get on the air on the Inspired Choices Network Open Mic Spotlight Show. The Open Mic Spotlight Show is your time to shine and inspire our global audience. Shows air at 9 a.m. on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday each week. Claim your spot today. Simply contact our network owner at info@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. Forget the days of 5 minutes of fame. Now you can have 55 minutes of fame.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
You are listening to the Open Mic Spotlight Show here on Inspired Choices Network. To call in and ask questions, call 815-880-8255 in the U.S., 613-800-8736 in Canada, or Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. Now back to the show.
Thank you for sticking around, friends. This is the Open Mic Spotlight. I am Rhonda Burns talking with Beth Golden today. And hey, Beth, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yes. Okay.
When was the last time you felt really uncomfortable, and what did you do about it?
Oh, I love this question. I laugh because I feel uncomfortable on a regular basis. So, anytime you go do something new, or you're going to be standing up in front of a room and being seen and heard, and the undercurrent is judged,
Right.
I just spoke at a retreat at the beginning of November, and it was a 90-minute time, and we had a lot of interactive segments to it. So, yeah, there are a lot of nerves leading up to that. And several years ago, I was kind of, I don't know why it popped into my head. Like 2007, 2008, I got a call from somebody who was looking to see if our services were a match. And this person was in the process of gender change. So it was a male,
okay.
And he was going through hormone therapy. And I was really confronted with myself. And I don't think I would have been now, but at that time, it's like, I just need to look at this person, as I do all people, that we are all connected. We're all one in spirit, and our exteriors mean different things. So that was one thing that just really, at that time, really confronted me.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. No, I love that. Thanks for being honest. Yeah, I too live in uncomfortability. I think it's definitely like, I don't know if I know how to function without it. So,
well, we're always as an entrepreneur. We're always stepping out and stepping into new things and going into new groups. And it's just like, okay, I'll dress up so I feel good. I'll put on my makeup and my jewelry and take a deep breath. And once you're there, it's fine. But just that anticipation can be a challenge.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're winding down. We just have a few more minutes. So let me ask you, how will you know if you have made a difference in the world?
From a talkative person, you made me not talkative.
You have to go in, right? You have to be introspective and
exactly.
I know.
Exactly.
And don't you take as much time as you need. That's a big question. It really is. So I know it's not necessarily fair, but yeah.
But you're used to putting me in an uncomfortable position that I have to deal with in real time. So. How will I know that I've made a difference in the world? No. If I can change or help one person, that is amazing. To have someone who is going through a lot of change and help them get grounded and move forward and feel supported. But on a larger scale, I would love to be out speaking around our country and perhaps internationally and teaching this 3-pronged program and having wonderful results, and perhaps, having a certification program so other people could carry on the work when I no longer choose to, so that it has a life of its own. And I think this is an ongoing discussion about how women are changing the world, and it's always growing and changing and morphing, and it's exciting. I lived at a place on that cusp of, I'm 60, almost 61, and I got the jobs I wanted. I could go to the school I wanted. I could vote. I could do all those things, and I wasn't trapped in the housewife paradigm. And I think of all the young women coming up and all the wonderful possibilities that they have and how we can lovingly support their progress, too.
Brilliant. I love that. A beautiful response. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thanks for letting me put you on the spot.
You're welcome. Okay, I can breathe now.
You can breathe. Chest. There's not a chest.
I can open up my chest.
And, this is delivered, speaking of love, right? It's delivered with so much love and curiosity. And again, because this is live radio, we never know really what's going to come at us or who's going to call in or, right, what's going to show itself. So I love when people can think on their feet and respond genuinely. And so that was That was fabulous. So thank you so much for playing along with that one.
Well, thank you. Hey, let's do another one.
Right? Well, we've got just a few minutes left, so I'm gonna like whip you an easy one here.
Okay.
What does your perfect day look like? If you could describe your perfect day.
Oh, you're making me smile from ear to ear. I can do that really quickly. I wake up without an alarm clock, which is usually 7 o'clock. Have coffee, walk the dogs, be able to either attend a networking group or lead one, have my weekly radio show where I get to share the brilliance of other women, and be in a place where I'm collaborating and creating community in a variety of ways. So I love people. I spend a lot of time by myself because I create, but I'm an extrovert and I need to be around others. So my day needs to be balanced so that I have external stimuli. Otherwise I go numb. So I have to make sure that that's a good balance.
Yeah, definitely. And it's great that you know that. So how best can people get in touch with you? Where can they get in touch with you? Why don't you give us that information?
You can reach me. I'll give you my website first, and then I'll give you phone information. My website is Beth Golden, GOLDEN, PhD.com. That's BethGoldenPhD.com, and it explains my services, and there's a bunch of tabs that you can check out. My email is beth@drbethgolden.com. It's Beth@D as in Doug, R as in Robert, BethGolden.com. And my business line is area code 970-541-1217. That's my Google number. So I have a new number. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. And do you have availability? Are you looking to potentially bring on new clients at this time? Is it more of program type product for yourself? Like how do you work with people?
Initially, we will have a one-on-one to make sure we're a good match. I do like group programs. I have an 8-week online program, and I also will have a limited number of one-on-one clients, anywhere between like 5 and 8 steady one-on-one clients. And another service I offer, I call it the Hip Pocket Coach, and I have a couple of small business owners who are clients, and they purchase hours, and then they can just call me up when something's going on. And that way they're not like driving their spouse crazy or their business partner, and they have a third person perspective, and that's really fun for me because it's all different things come, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy that. So if you're a small business owner and you need a sounding board, I'd be happy to do that.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's kind of like being on retainer. I like that. That's brilliant.
Exactly.
Beautiful. And let me just remind folks, if you've been listening or if you've just tuned in, Beth also wrote Golden Solutions for Change and the Soulful 7, the companion guide, and you can get those on Amazon.com. And I'm sure you've got those advertised on your website as well. So
Correct.
It has been an absolute delight to get to know you, Beth. And I'm so excited that you're in the running for a show of your own.
I am too. I love this.
Oh, good. Hopefully I didn't rake you over the coals too bad.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm not sweating, so we're good.
Oh, well, for those of you listening, we will be sharing the replay. It'll be up after the show. Be sure to come over to Inspired Choices Network on Facebook and interact with the semi-finalists. Let us know. Give us feedback. Let them show them your love. Show Beth your love. And we will have 7 more interviews in the coming days. So be sure to join us. Beth, have an amazing holiday season. A very Merry Christmas. And hope to see you on the network. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you so much.
You're
Bless
so
you.
welcome. Thank you, darling. Take care, everybody.
Thank you for listening to the Open Mic Spotlight Radio Show. We will be here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 a.m. Central, 7 a.m. Mountain, and 6 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, continue to create you with joy and inspiration.